We have information. I think it's important that you all know their backgrounds. So we're going to start here. Tell us about yourself. That's what we'll do. We'll just say, tell us about yourself. So we'll start here.
Do I start?
Yes.
Yeah. As I was introduced, I work with GAIL India, and I'm passionate about learning and development. And that's what I've been doing since 11 years. Since the time I've joined my profession, got into professional life, and other than the profession, the passion I have about adventure. I love doing whole sorts of adventure like bungee jumping, parasailing, paragliding, sea walking, all of that. And I've done that in my life. I love doing it. That gives me a kick. That gives me a lot of thrill. And that adds on to the meaning of my own life. Yeah?
So Nupur, I'm going to tell you, being up here with you, just the two of you, we haven't even got into your background, Aman. I tell you, I feel like an underachiever. I've not done paragliding. I've not done all-terrain driving. Like, I'm not living my best life right about now, so I need to figure that out. So let's start a couple of questions for you. Well, actually, no, Mohan, would you tell us a little bit about yourself first?
Oh, thank you very much, Emily. Mohan Bhagat. I am the chairman of Bhagat Group of Companies and also the founder and chairman of Earth Foundation India, where we are working on various subjects of the girl child, improving her lot, underprivileged girl child, and also currently focused on environment, which is on regard to the climate change as well as global warming. So I am really working in two ways. One is my business element. I am quite a bit involved in my business as well, which is international project development. And we have had the privilege of working with many of the top US multinationals and Fortune 100 companies. And the other side is our civic activity, which is, as I said, is Earth Foundation. We have Ambassadors Forum, and my daughter organizes a very unique charity for the underprivileged girl child by organizing what is called the Ambassadors Fashion Show. It is not held anywhere in any capital of the world. In this, the pre-qualification is that you have to be an ambassador or the spouse of an ambassador to walk the ramp. And you can be the best model in the world. Sometimes we are approached, well, you have the figure, you have everything. Sorry, become an ambassador or marry an ambassador, then you can walk.
So Mohan, so tell me, I guess everyone here is wondering, why is he up here? And I usually don't ask people this question, but you want to tell us how old you are?
Thank you for asking this question. I just completed on 1st September my 92 years.
So earlier this morning, our chairman, David, and I were on a panel, and we talked a little bit about lifelong learning. You want to tell everybody your latest lifelong learning activity?
Emily, you are a very clever girl, and I thank you for that. You are helping me to bring out some very interesting aspects. You see, we are, as I mentioned to you, Earth Foundation, which is our family non-profit NGO. For the last about a year and a half, we have been quite a bit involved and concerned about climate change and global warming and the UN reports and COP 20s and all, in which I'm sure a lot of people sitting in this audience are aware that we are working towards extinction. In fact, according to the UN report, we have already lost 500,000 species on this earth. And if we do not stop global warming before it gets to 2 degrees C and above, we will lose a chance of even surviving or living through as humanity, as mankind. Because so
is that why this summer you went to hang out at
absolutely, Emily. Now, and we have in Earth Foundation developed a program or a campaign, a global campaign, through which each one of us sitting here can contribute to reduce global warming by reducing our own personal footprint of carbon dioxide emissions. Well, it's fine, governments are doing a lot, community is doing a lot, people are doing a lot, but I think we should also do something ourselves, because this particular climatic change and the problem is created by humans to meet the human needs by transportation, by industry, by aviation, by all. So it is anthropogenic, produced by human beings.
So is that why you went to Boston this summer?
Absolutely, you are right. You see, I have no...
Now tell them where you were in Boston.
I was in Boston during June and July. Sorry? At Harvard.
At Harvard.
Harvard University.
You were enrolled as a student this summer.
Yes, I was student.
Student at Harvard. And did you get a certificate when you finished your program?
I'm waiting for one.
So at 92, where he could have been chilling this summer and hanging out here, he was in hot Boston in a classroom getting a certificate from Harvard University. Let's give him. So while I have you, can I ask you, I want to ask you a question about what motivates you. What motivates you that you're well past the age of most people who are in the workplace and you could be retiring and relaxing? What motivates you to stay active in business?
Well, there are couple of reasons, very positive ones. First is that the very mission which we have created in Earth Foundation is a motivator. When we, about 40 years ago, when we established our family NGO, we thought about it, what should be our objective? You see, everyone must have, every institution, every person, we believe, must have an objective to strive for and live for. So our objective of Earth Foundation, we finally decided the mission is to improve quality of life on Earth.
Wow, that's a big mission.
It is a big mission. I would say it is a vision. As you know, by definition, vision is something which you can keep striving for, whereas objectives you can meet. So our mission is so lofty. Of course, we have our feet firmly on the ground. So we are very realistic. So that is what motivates us.
Wow.
If we have to keep and trying to improve quality of life in our community, in the country, and why not all over the world. This program which we are developing to reduce carbon emissions is a global program which will apply to all countries in the world.
So purpose keeps you active.
Exactly.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So Nupur, let me turn to you and ask you, what do you do when your love for your work is challenged by issues around your capability?
When people challenge me, I love it more. Why I love it more? Because I get a chance to prove myself again. So it's like an opportunity for me. For me, what works the best is LPG. LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. In my terms, it's love for parents, which gives me energy and challenge the society. Second is passion for work, which helps me to prove myself again and again. and G is the goal, the dream, the desire that I have, and I would want to achieve that at any cost.
Wow, at any cost. All right. That's amazing. So we are an HR group here, so I got to ask a question of both of you about employers, employees, and you being in the workplace. What's your best argument, Nupur, about why employers should consider proactively recruiting people with disabilities?
Okay. People with disability, their disability comes later. The people, the individuals, the talents, the professional aspirations comes first. So without any, when people with disability are there in front of any HR, their minds runs faster and they make decisions even before they have asked or questioned or interviewed any person with disability. So we need to keep that judgment or the mindset aside and understand and see the person as an individual rather than keeping or seeing the disability of any individual or person first. So that's my whole suggestion, message to all HRs who work as recruiters. Look at the talents and the professions that they bring. And trust me and believe me, today the clients across the world, they ask what kind of diversity the organization has. So it's an investment. It's a business case when you have a bigger diversity in your organizations.
Wow.
Ma'am, could I
Yes, yeah,
put
come on,
one
come on
input
in,
on
yeah.
this? See, we as a human race, I think plus 7 billion plus, how come we were able to spread out so much all over the planet, occupy all corners of it? Other species, elephant, tigers, lions, much stronger than us, they were not able to. Why were we able to? We were weak, vulnerable, but we were still able to make it that far. Because it is only in human species that we do not leave our weak behind. In animals, if the animal is weak, he is left at the back of the herd and the tiger comes and hunts it down. It is, if a wildebeest mother, if the calf does not get up within a few minutes and runs with it, it leaves it behind and goes away. In humans, we never leave our weak behind. It's the Taliban who laugh when the UN forces or the American forces, they send 200 people to evacuate one soldier who was stuck in the middle of them. They say, they are so stupid. For saving one, they are sending 200. I said, that's why they are America and you are in the condition you are in.
Leave no man behind. Yeah.
Because we do not leave our weak behind. It's a matter of principle. We do not. I was saved when I was 2 years in the hospital. That's why I am contributing back to the society today.
I think that makes a valid point. Yes, absolutely. Because as we all know, sometimes as those of us who appear weak become our leaders and we follow them, so we cannot leave them behind. So I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
So in America, if you're 40, then people start to look at you as an older worker. So at 92, you've had a whole other lifetime. And talk to me, why? Why should people not look at your age? And why should they think about having more older workers in the workplace? Why is it so important?
Excellent question, and I think we should have a look at this. You see, people talk about age is a number. Well, it certainly is a number, but it has different connotations to different people, including to yourself, besides being others. I think I tell everybody, life begins at 70.
Okay.
And I will strongly recommend everybody to get to 90 as quickly as possible. Because it is then that you really feel at home with the world. You see, the answer lies, Emily, in this very fact that after so many years, you gain experience, to see how people work, how people think, how things happen, what is right, what is wrong, or how people are sincere, honest, and you acquire tremendous amount of knowledge, experience. And one of the biggest things which you need in the world today, in every field, is common sense. As you experience more and more, it is like artificial intelligence and data banks which are created in huge computers. In your brain, in your experience, volumes and volumes are created which give you a good feel, this is possible, this is not possible, this is what I should be doing, this will help somebody else, this will help some other situation. So I think the age, correct me if I'm wrong, in America, age for retirement is not to be considered. It is taken as a discrimination like sex and color.
Yes, age discrimination it's on the books, yes.
I think more countries should follow this thing with that age. In India, which was started by the British rule, when they used to come here, and due to the tropical and the hot climate, they would age much faster. So retirement age used to be 52, now it is about 63, 65 in the government. And I always tell my friends who are retiring to be very careful. Don't plan for a short life. Plan for a long life. It has literally happened with some of my friends. They retired and they said, oh, okay, we will do some consultancy, some work for another 5-7 years and then we will retire. You please, I will strongly recommend, first you get to 70.
Then you plan.
Then you plan for the 20-25 years.
All right. No. All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
And my friend here, before we came to the stage, we were talking to each other, and I'm very happy to hear, he says, I'm determined to live up to 100.
Very much.
See that. He's got that positivity mountain, so he's going to do that. So look, I want to say, Navin, and Nupur.
So you're closing?
Yes, I'm
I
closing.
want 2-3 minutes more.
Oh. He is never satisfied. So I could not have asked to spend my morning with more inspirational people. It is an honor to share this stage with you and to talk about how we can focus more on having more inclusive workplace environments, a more inclusive world. All of you add such a value. Today, all of the knowledge that you shared with all of us here, we would not otherwise have been exposed to. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. Can we give them a round of applause?
Just give me 2 minutes.
Wait. And I'm going to give the person who planned for the long life to, a couple of minutes to just close. Yes.
Just 2 minutes.
Okay.
One is that when you asked me what motivates me, that was one reason of having a purpose. The second reason is my wife and my daughter.
Yes, they're here with us today.
Do you know that when I was going to Harvard, they said we can't let you go alone. You will have to be cooking your own breakfast. You Americans do that. You have to cook your own food. You have to do your own shopping. So you will be studying and going to your exams and researching. So they came with me and they helped me. They are my inspiration and support system.
Oh, can we give them a round of applause? Please
Just please
stand.
get up. And just one minute more.
Mention, he has been one of the toppers of the class in Harvard, the senior-most student. He did his exams and flying colors at the top, flew the Indian flag high.
And one request to David, your chair.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
My dear sir, this type of program and what I have learned in the last year, since yesterday, the programs you organize are brilliant, they are massive. I believe you have to choose a city which can accommodate 55,000 people. There are not enough cities in the world which can do this type of a program. It's a great thing. And HR and the role of HR personnel is extremely important in the coming decades and centuries, because environmental aspects. You see, we are really facing a crisis in which we have to work, and the HR people can lead the way in an organization. May I suggest to you, sir, the chairman, that please dedicate one of your small 50,000, 55,000 events in either Las Vegas or wherever it is.
San Diego next year.
San Diego, big session on HR role in environmental stopping global warming and climate change.